Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be Powers Season 6, the final episode, episode 12. Let's get into it. So this episode is pretty much a filler episode. Didn't really give too much until the end of the episode. This episode was basically following Paz, Angela Valdez's sister, and basically from her view leading up to the events and how she was struggling with Angela's death and how she kept blaming Jamie and she was going back and forth with killing them. When the time we seen her show up in Jamie's club and asked him who actually killed his sister, she was wired at the time. And so the sidebar things that we got to see is when we seen her walking up to the Club Truth. That was actually during the time of the actually when he had the event, when Ghost had the event at the party. So she was fighting then where she just was going to roll up on him and shoot him, and she ended up not shooting him. And what we seen on the sidebar notes, we seen because Jamie was getting ready to run for office with that lady, the Democrat Party stepped in, found out, got wind that the FBI and a detective was drumming up a case on Jamie, so they stepped in and told him step down. Warner, the bald head cop, head FBI agent with the bald head, he pretty much went behind their back, spoke with the judge, said they got concrete evidence because of Andre's testimony to go after James St. Patrick. So the moment you seen on the trailer that shows, or the previews that show Ramona stating that with some people that can't be stopped, that was her telling Paz that. So that was the sidebar. This other sidebar was Paz linking up with Tasha. Paz had Angela's body digged up to retrieve that cell phone. They really couldn't get no information off the cell phone, so that was like a dead end, and that confirmed Angela's passed away. So after this episode, I am really leaning to believe Ghost is dead. We really just following who actually did it, though. That's what this is leading up to, because this is more concrete, because they had at the end of the episode, so the explosiveness of the episode, she reached out to Tommy not knowing that he was actually the killer, and Tommy had this like weird response when she said, you know, she wants him to kill Ghost for her killing her sister or whatever. So when she started playing all that back in her head at the end, so the explosiveness at the end was after Ghost's passing, the lawyers quickly and swiftly reached out to her. Now, it doesn't really show a time frame, but that would be real weird that the lawyers reaching out to her without a funeral date, and they just moving on like that. So it doesn't really show like a timeline how far apart that actually happened. Nevertheless, the lawyer that's handling the estate reached out to Paz Valdez saying that she was in the will and it was a lump sum amount, and she said she doesn't want no charity for Angela, and he said no, he wrote it out for you. And a little after her passing, he came in and updated his will. So in the process of her turning it down and leaving, she ran into Tasha, and pretty much her and Tasha had a back and forth, and she told Tasha she didn't want the money, and Tasha pulled her in a conference room at the lawyer's office, pretty much saying, take the money, you know you need it, and Angela would have wanted you to have it. And pretty much she said, well, no, you know, Jamie is responsible for killing my sister. Tasha spilled the beans, pretty much told her Jamie's not the one. It was Tommy. And then now the thoughts start playing back in her head when she met up with Tommy and came to his place trying to get him to kill James or whatever. So she's trembling, and she told her son to go look after the dad, and she goes back. And now this time she got the gun, and she's like fuming. She want to see Tommy, and Tommy's door is unlocked. And when she goes in there, it's empty, ghost town. So Tommy split at this point. She's screaming Tommy at the end of the scene. So that was the highlight of the whole episode, pretty much. That towards the end, she did ask Tasha, did she the one to do it? That was she the one who killed Ghost? So at this time, you're left with, I think they said it's 5 suspects left. So you're left with Tasha, Tariq, Tommy. I think they still counting Senator Tate and Sachs. So that's the 5 suspects that they still counting as who could have killed Ghost. I really believe it's still a left field person. I don't know. So right now, at this point, I'm leaning towards Tariq and Tasha. So that's it for this week. Subscribe to the channel. Continue to build. There's always content coming on here. Like this video. Spread the video. Share the video. Let's get the conversation going. Shout out to everybody that commented and liked the video last week, that viewed the video. Let's get this circulation going again. Once again, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Definitely include in your comments. I do try to respond as much comments as possible. Let me know who you feel at this point shot Ghost. Until next time.